My mouth is missing bits, but I kinda like it that way. As I speak these words, my twisted, contorted mouth strains to form them. The curse of the witches has taken hold of me, leaving me with a mouth that is missing bits and pieces and grotesquely deformed. At first, I was terrified by the changes that I could feel happening inside me. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, I found myself growing used to this new form. The witches who cursed me were wise women who lived deep in the forest, feared and respected by all who knew of them. But my foolish ambition led me to seek out their power, to ask them for a gift that I could use to conquer the world. And in their twisted way, they granted my wish. At first, the magic they gave me was exhilarating. I felt my power grow with each passing day, and I knew that I was becoming something greater than a mere mortal. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, I began to feel a darkness creeping over me, like a shadow that would never leave. My mouth was the first thing to change. At first, it was just a slight twisting, a slight deformation that only I could feel. But as the magic grew stronger within me, my mouth began to twist and contort in unnatural ways. Bits of flesh and tissue were missing, leaving gaps that oozed with a foul-smelling liquid. At first, the pain was unbearable. It felt like my face was being ripped apart from the inside out, and I screamed and cried for days on end. But eventually, the pain faded away, and I was left with this twisted, grotesque mouth that seemed to have a life of its own. Despite the pain and the terror, I found myself drawn to this cursed form. It was as if the magic of the witches had seeped into my very soul, infecting me with its malevolent power. I could feel a surge of energy coursing through my veins, and I knew that I was capable of things that no mortal should ever attempt. But with great power comes a terrible price. The witch's curse had taken hold of me, and I was no longer a mere mortal. I was a creature of the darkness, a twisted being that was both feared and despised by all who saw me. My twisted mouth was a testament to the power that I now possessed, a warning to all those who dared to stand in my way. But even as the power surged within me, the terror of the curse never left me. Every night, I was haunted by nightmares of the witches, their twisted faces leering at me from the darkness. I could hear their cackling laughter echoing through my mind, and I knew that they were watching me, waiting for the moment when I would finally break. And so I wandered the earth like a ghost, searching for a way to break the curse and rid myself of this abomination that I had become. I searched high and low, scouring the darkest corners of the world for any sign of hope. But no matter where I went, the curse followed me, a shadow that I could never escape. And as time passed, I began to realize that there was no escape from the witch's curse. It had become a part of me, infecting my very soul with its dark magic. And so I began to embrace the darkness and the terror, for they were the only things that made sense in this cursed existence. And who knows, perhaps one day I would find a way to wield this power for good. But until then, I would wander the earth, a living nightmare, a cursed creature of the witches. My twisted mouth would be my constant companion, a reminder of the power that I now possessed and the price that I had paid for it. For better or for worse, I was now a creature of the darkness, a being that was both feared and respected by all who knew of me.